SkillNet has been working on integration for retail for a number of years, and as part of that is accumulated library of connectors for integration with most of the major point of sale and e-commerce platform. The latest iteration of these connectors is on microservices, and this improve processes for data management and provide pre-configured data mapping when it comes to integrating with these different systems. We bring these microservices to reduce the implementation time when a new solution is introduced. We also bring them to make sure that integration best practices are applied. As part of those best practices, we use a common data model based on the ARTS reference. And this library of connectors has actually been used with many of our customers. What we have done in relation to payment to address the challenge that I was describing before is to allow for a StoreHub payment module that contains the adapters for your different channels to be part of the architecture prior to connect to your payment gateway. This solution, this StoreHub payment solution, addresses the challenge of omnichannel payment integration in a very fundamental way, so that it provides a core omnichannel capability. And we think this is a design pattern that whether you are using us as an organization to enable, or that you are using some other vendor, it's a pattern that more and more we're going to see retailers introducing, so that they can gain control of the payment process. And there's really two areas that by introducing this, you are gaining that control, which are around the centralization of the payment process, but also the centralization of the process for the generation of transactions. So starting with the centralization for payment, clearly if you are operating with multiple payment gateways, you are having the benefit of being able to deal with the complexities that entails with a single interface. But more importantly, also allows you to bring in new tenders, new methods for contactless payments without having to introduce them specifically by channel. The StoreHub payment includes the storage of your tokens in a token vault, but it does not include any information of customers whatsoever. So you have a whole set of benefits that come, again, from that centralization of payment. And then the second part is that centralization of the transaction generation. And this is probably even a more radical shift in terms of thinking from traditional retail systems. In traditional retail systems, the generation of the transaction happens on the sales application. So it's happening on your point of sale, it's happening on your e-commerce site, it's happening on your call center application. But by that happening there, you are immediately introducing some limitations to your omnichannel capability. Transactions, by their very definition are immutable, so you are not able to change them once they are created. And the pattern that you will be using is that you are taking the transactions from your different channels and stream them or ETL the information of these transactions into some common repository, dealing with different formats, dealing with the potential for leakage. Probably you are moving them then to some retail audit system, and then you're taking them through your merchandising systems, to your finances, and so on. And all throughout that process, you don't have single system store of truth for your actual transaction. So having a centralized model for payment is providing you that. The StoreHub payment solution provides that transaction ledger that you can always access. But then associated with the transactions, there are some services that can also be exposed as microservices that, rather than be integrated directly into the different sell channels, are part of the solution. So the effort involved in having to change or introduce every time gets drastically reduced. And a couple of these services, one is the actual receipt generation, so that all of your receipting requirements can be handled in an omni-channel way and not channel specific. And then for retailers that operate in multiple markets, is the fiscalization requirements, which we at SkillNet know a lot about, and we've done a lot of fiscalization for customers all over the world. And being able to handle fiscalization in a way that is decoupled from the point of sale, but available to the point of sale as a service, is of tremendous value. And again, we're seeing that this is going to be a pattern that moving forward, retailers will be taking more and more. Furthermore, once this capability for omnichannel is available, you have the services that fundamentally allow you to transact in your enterprise, and those are essentially provided again as API-led, headless, and can be incorporated to new applications, new channels that you might be introducing into your business. So this paradigm change is probably the most significant change to the approach to payments that an organization can take, whether using our reference integration model with the StoreHub or building something from scratch. This is a clear opportunity to embrace the change that is coming to payments, that is being massively accelerated by the COVID crisis.